Back here again for a new video, and I am very excited about this video because I have two, well, actually three very awesome horror figures that I got today that I want to show off to you guys. One of them is a figure that I've always wanted. It is a new holy grail of mine in my collection. But first, let me talk about how I got these figures. Now, I actually got these figures from one of Mike's friends, Tony. Tony is somebody that I've known for a few years. I've known ever since, my mom started dating Mike, and he's a really cool guy. He is a horror fan. He's not as big as big into it as I am, but he's, a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, and just a really all-around great guy. And he's always told me that he's had movie maniac figures, but he never told me what he actually had. But he did give me the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface, the blood variant for Christmas. I think it wasn't last. I think it was either last year or the year before last. I think it was last year, but he did give me that one. But other than that, he's never really told me all the ones that he had until lately or recently. We were texting, and I was talking to him about type of figures that I wanted, and he showed me the main figure that I've always wanted, and I was like, yeah, that's one that I really want. And and he asked me, well, how much is it going for on eBay? And I said, well, man, this goes for over $200 on eBay, which is way too much for me. And he said, all right, I'll make you a deal on it. And after he made me the deal, and I was very happy because I got it for a very, very great price. But it took us a few weeks to get down to his house. He also told me that he had a ton of other movie maniac figures, as well as just a ton of other great figures. He had the Jaws figure of when Jaws is coming up onto the boat eating Quint, which I have out of the box. He had it in the box. He had a Freddy Krueger, the motion activated figure, the 18-inch Freddy Krueger figure in the box, and he just had a ton of other stuff. So we went over there today, and he had 3 or 4 large totes full of figures. He had almost every movie Maniacs figure you could think of. He had Freddy and Jason. He just had so many of them. He had Blair from The Thing. He had a Fly figure. He said that he had pretty much every movie Maniacs figure from the first 3 series, I think. And like I said, he had the Jaws figure. He had a King Kong figure. He had a Crow figure, which is very, very cool. And he also had some rock or musician figures as well, like Angus Young from AC/DC, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin. He just had figures upon figures upon figures. And I remember just looking, I was looking through them all today, and I was just like, oh man, there's so many great ones. And I just wanted like half of them. But some of them I already had. I just, they weren't in the box. All these were meant in the packaging, which were great. But I knew how much I was going to spend on the main one that I wanted, and I really didn't want to spend a whole lot more than what I already told him I'd pay for the main figure I wanted. But I did get another set. I actually got a set of 2 figures that were very cool. It was really hard for me to just decide on 2 main figures that I wanted because there was so many great ones, and usually whichever one that he had, he would have like the blood variant of it. Like he had Freddy Krueger, he had 2 of those, one blood variant and one regular, and just so many. But I was able to get 2 main figures that I wanted, well, 3 technically, and like I said, one of them is a holy grail in my collection. So, enough of me rambling. Let me show off the 3 figures that I got from him. So the first figure that I got, when I saw this, I first saw both of them separately because both these figures were released separately, and I had seen both of these figures separate, but I never saw them in this set right here. Look at that. This is a Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees 2 set. I know it's a little bit bright in here, but yeah, there you go. As you can see, the Jason is modeled after Jason Goes to Hell, and the Freddy, I want to say, is modeled after after Nightmare 3, I think, because it has this little mini Freddy right here, I want to say. But yeah, these are 2 very, very cool, very, very awesome figures. Let me give you guys a close-up. First off, here's a Jason, and like I said, he is modeled after the Jason from Jason Goes to Hell. You know, there's his machete and goes all the way down. Very cool, and there is some blood on the packaging, which is cool as well. And then right here, you can kind of see it, but there's a tombstone that says Jason Voorhees on it. You can kind of see it through the blood. It says it right there, and then there's the skull. Very, very cool. And then here's what Freddy looks like. Goes all the way down. And then here is the mini Freddy. I don't know if you guys can really see him. Yeah, there you go. And he's sitting there on a tombstone. It's got a nice stand right here, and the packaging is actually kind of hard. It's got a nice hard packaging. And there are images of, you know, there's the image of Jason behind Jason and Freddy behind Freddy. And there's a couple of it comes with a couple of things. It comes with the comes with a little spear and another axe. Right there, the Jason figure. Like I said, both of these are available separately, but I've never seen them in this packaging right here. Right up here it says Friday 13th Voorhees, Nightmare on Elm Street Krueger. This is a special edition. Like I said, I never saw them together like this. Movie Maniacs. There's a top right here. Very, very cool. And then I'll just go ahead and show you guys the back. It's just advertising other figures. But there's more blood splatter on the back as well. You know, like how it has the blood over the Austin Powers, which he did have the Austin Powers figures. He had the Austin Powers figures. He had about 3 or 4 of the Hulk figures as well. I mean, not the Hulk. Shrek. Why did I say the Hulk? I have no idea. But he had about 3 or 4 of the Shrek figures. And he said that those are going for like 50 or 60 bucks separate. He also had the Ozzy Osbourne figure as well. And he had the Ghostface figure as well. He just had a ton of figures. He didn't have any of I didn't see any of the Beatles. And he didn't have any of the Sleepy Hollow figures. The only one I'm missing out of Sleepy Hollow is Ichabod. That'd be the main one. Well, that and the Headless Horseman on his horse. But yeah, he just had a ton of other figures, and this was ones I saw, and when I saw this, I knew I had to get it. So this awesome Jason and Freddy set right here. Very, very cool. And now the next one is the main one that I wanted. I've seen this figure go for over $200. And I got a really good price on it, but I only paid $120 for this. I paid $180 for both of these, but the Michael Myers sensor-activated sound figure. Just look at that. You know, as you guys know, I do have the other 18-inch figure, but that one just has a little button on the back that you press, and it plays the Halloween theme. This is the sensor-activated Michael Myers. Let me give you guys a close-up. This has been a figure that I've been wanting for so long. As you can see, it does have blood on it, so it is the blood variant. You know, he's holding the knife right there. You can kind of see the knife. Let me just go down. I am just so happy to have this in my collection. You know, there's blood right there on. There's an image of Michael, Halloween, and I'm just so happy to have this and to have it in the box. The box is a little bit damaged, but I don't care. This is my holy grail in my Halloween collection now. Let me show you guys the side. Very, very cool. And they're advertising Michael and Freddy. He did have the Freddy figure, but I didn't bring you know, a whole lot of money. I didn't want to spend too much. But here's some other figures. He did have the King Kong figure as well. And he had both of Snake, from Escape from New York. He also had Edward Scissorhands, and then he had some of the Thing figures, which I want to get as well. And yeah, there's just more advertisement. There's the bottom right there, and then there's the other side right here. But yeah, guys, I'm just so happy to have this amazing figure in my collection. And like I said, I've seen this figure go for some pretty big money. You know, I know some people will ask for crazy prices. Like I know the 18-inch that I have, I've seen that in the box. People are trying to sell that for like over $500, which I know that figure is not worth that much, I don't think. Whenever I look at how much something is worth, I look at how much it's sold for, and the most I've seen this sold for is the $230 range is how much I usually see it sell for. But I'm just so happy to finally have this amazing figure in my collection, and I cannot thank Tony enough for letting me come over and have this figure, because like I said, you know, I told him, he asked me if there was any horror figures that he would have, that he might have that I would want, and I said I really only wanted Michael, and he sent me a photo of this, and I was like, yes, I want it, and you know, and he asked me, well, how much are they going for, and I told him they usually go for over 200, and so he said 120, which I thought was a really great price. So yeah, guys, very, very cool. Just these two, well, really three awesome horror figures. I'm so happy to own the Halloween, you know, the 18-inch sensor activated figure, you know, with the blood, just everything, and the detail on him. You know, I just can't stop looking at him. He's just amazing, and these two figures are great as well. I don't really know much about this. I know that this was released before Freddy vs. Jason. I think that they just packaged them, probably when New Line Cinema, you know, it was probably right after they did Jason Goes to Hell, probably, because, you know, Jason is, of course, modeled after Jason Goes to Hell, so that's probably, you know, but that's probably why they included that figure in the Freddy figure, and this was probably before Freddy vs. Jason came out, but I'm not really sure. If anybody knows, let me know, but, anyway, guys, I'm just so happy to own these two amazing horror figures. Especially the Michael figure, because you guys know I love Michael Myers, and I'm just so happy to finally own. As far as figures goes, this is my Holy Grail figure. This is the main one I've always wanted, and I'm just so happy to have it. And I'm also very happy to have the Freddy and Jason figures. He did say that he was gonna probably put all the rest of them on eBay, but he did ask me if there was any other figures that I might want. And I did tell him two figures that I really wanted. And I asked him to hold off, and the next time I come over, I'll probably get those figures from him, because he just had so many. Like, you name it, you name Movie Maniacs, he basically had it. Except for, you know, like I said, Ichabod from Sleepy Hollow. He didn't have any of the Sleepy Hollows, and there were a few that he didn't have, but the majority of the horror ones he had. So he did say that he was going to save a couple for me, but he was going to put the rest on eBay. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about these awesome figures. I'm just so happy and excited to own both of these. I might do a separate video on my Halloween Night 93 channel, just showing off the Michael Myers one. And I might post it on this channel as well. And I might just show that one in a video separately, because I want to do a separate video for the Michael figure, because I just love it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope everyone is having a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.